Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves another 2v2 on Vaux Farmlands. Our heroes this time around are going to be Mr. EHT Legendary, or EHTs, I suppose is the clan. Mr. Legendary playing as the US forces in the yellow, and his ally in the blue is going to be Mr. Nosliw. Nosliw? I don't know. He's going to be playing as the British forces in the blue. So once again, we got a Brit and a US. Their opponents from the OBS clan are going to be Mr. BoJingL'es, the monkey, or D-monkey, I don't know. Mr.BoJingL'es playing as the Ostir, or Wehrmacht faction, in the red. And his ally in the pink or purple trunks is going to be Refero, playing as the OKW forces in the aforementioned pink. So once again, clan clash and such, so should be a good match. Both players, or both sides, eagerly wanting to move on and such. And while the game gets underway, we can obviously see that, yes, again, I have that overlay. And yes, again, I kind of fucked up. The size of the overlay is not the one I want, even though it is a little bit easier to view, I say, the minimap. I do, basically want to use the lowest one, the smallest version of the HUD, simply to be able to view more and not have these blocks here, blocking a lot of the view. But I recorded the overlay in the wrong in the wrong size and a little bit short for time, so I wasn't able to go back and correct that. So sorry, but I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully you're still able to see all of the action. So anyways, down south we do see major action going on as the Pios are trying to engage against rifles. They are doing a pretty good job against these rifles. Rifles taking massive amounts of damage, down to 3 men themselves, getting forced to retreat. Second rifle squad is in attack, however, chasing down the MG42. The MG42 manages to make it into the house, so it will be denying this territory here to the rifles. The rifles are trying to play a ring around the house. However, they're going to be running themselves into a Grand squad and, of course, the Pios that are still there. So they're quickly going to die. They did manage to do a decent amount of damage here to that MG. We also have a Vickers MG moving down south to engage against all this infantry. But the rifles do get forced away, so it means the MG42 inside the house will win against the Vickers. The Vickers managing to get suppression going on the Grens, but they themselves getting suppressed. They're eventually going to get pinned down, which means that their MG bursts are ineffective, even though, they're still shooting. They're not actually suppressing. And the Pios are able to close the distance, get on top, and a very, very nice aggressive move there by Mr. It's BoJingL'es, but I'm just going to call him BoJangles. And, yeah, very nice engagement for him, managing to win the south, securing that fuel point, and, of course, the victory point. Victory point not currently capped, but it is, of course, secured. Center map, we do see Refero engaging against Mr. Nosliw. Infantry sections and Vickers against Volks Grenadiers. And, well, with the Vickers there, the Volks Grenadiers will lose. So while that, dies down a little bit because they're not going to win, you may also notice in the overlay that I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently this time around. I instead decided to record the blue and red players' unit selection, because that makes it so that it doesn't change. Remember what I told you last time, that every 100 points lost made it so that it switched back? Yeah, well, that still happens, but that way it won't switch, and I just have to be on point and make sure that I'm keeping the blue and the yellow and the pink players selected. So, I figured that's, kind of better, and it also kind of makes sense, because I have the yellow on the top with the yellow on the top and the blue on, on the bottom, blue on the bottom, so, kind of fits a little bit more in the sense of the overlay, I suppose, or the thing there. So anyways, we do have a sniper on the field for Mr. Nosliw. Of course, it's the Brits, Brits, very powerful sniper, able to even do damage to some vehicles. Storm Pios are trying to chase it down, trying to get as much damage as they can on it, but they run themselves into the base sector MGs for Mr. Nosliw, forcing those Storm Pios to quickly retreat, and away they go. The sniper did take some damage. It's down to about half health, but with an infantry section on the field, he should be able to get that, as a med one and heal it up. Where is it anyways? I don't want to... there it is, up in the north. So yeah, that just needs to be turned into a medic squad. And his sniper will be quite fine, but the sniper's at about half health. He is building himself a second sniper from what I can tell, and that is pretty cool. Legendary, for his part, is building some caches there for the allies. And down south, we do see the Grens still trying to hold the line. I mean, behind it, though, we do see that the rifles have managed to sneak by and capped the fuel point. It looks like the MG42 has been lost. So I'm assuming it is dead inside the house. Yeah, we can see the men of the MG dead inside. So yeah, it looks like it got killed and the MG was lost to the world, which is unfortunate there for Mr. BoJingL'es. Doesn't really have a lot of power there. He does have a Grand Zen on LMG, which is nice, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hold out with that. Refero, for his part, though, is going heavy on those infantry support guns. I mean, those are pretty deadly and pretty strong, so it's not a bad idea to have a lot of them. Battle Group Headquarters has gone down in the center of the map. It's not currently set as a retreat spot, but it is likely to do so. I mean, it's very close to the victory point in the center, so it seems, you know, likely. It is behind a hedge, so it's relatively secure, so pretty cool positioning there. Up in the far north, Vaux Farmlands going to cap. They are going to be running themselves into a big wall of British men. And, yeah, they have a Vickers and such, but not a lot going on right now. Just capping in various directions. The Grenadiers did manage to recover the south, even though the victory point has not been capped. We do hear the engagement as the Vaux Grenadiers on top are getting shot at by multiple directions, and the Vickers machine gun is being brought up to engage it. They are outside of cover, but the Vickers machine gun unable to suppress them as they move themselves a little bit out of its range. Behind it, though, a Vaux Grenadier squad is coming up. Does throw a nice grenade there at the Vickers. It's an incendiary grenade, of course, so it will cook the squad alive if it doesn't retreat. It does hit retreat, loses one of its members. Vaux Grenadiers gonna probably try to clear it out, even though it isn't gonna be able to steal it. But it can, you know, do a little bit of manpower damage. Oh, they're actually unable to kill any additional men. That is a very low amount of health in each of them. Not able to nail any shots. We do have the 222 for Mr. BoJingL'es down there, getting itself 18-ated by the Rifle Squad. The Rifle Squad having to run the gauntlet here through a Storm Pioneer squad, but the Storm Pioneers are getting suppressed there by the Vickers, and the snipers are taking aim, just picking off that Storm Pio squad. Not Storm Pio, wow. Well, I guess the mistake goes both ways, right? Vaux Grenadiers, not Vaux, wow, never mind. It doesn't matter anymore. So the 222, trying to fend off. It is getting assaulted here by two snipers, anti-tank snipers essentially, or anti-vehicle snipers. So the 222 needs to crawl its way back to the base and get itself repaired, which means that the south has been lost for the Ostir, the Axis. You see sandbags getting laid down in the center point. Sorry. As the rifles push forward there for Legendary, the infantry support guns trying to do as best they can. They're getting some good hits in there. Oh, nice grenade goes by. Doesn't actually do too much. Only some health damage. Vaux Grenadiers are forced to retreat. Is the point set? Yeah, the point has been set as a retreat point. Vaux Grenadiers going to be retreating in an awkward angle. Could have. Well, no, this fence is right there, so I guess that doesn't really exactly work. And the Vaux Grenadiers make it back home. Storm Pio's moving up to get heals, so very nice. You know, not synergy exactly, but, you know, little nice perks that you get, you know, for team games is the fact that you can utilize your allies' buildings and resources to for yourself, and, you know, not having to spend so. It makes it so that Mr. BoJingL'es, oof, those snipers are just being deadly. Now it's gonna switch it over. Well, let's take a look at the kills. 3 kills on one of them, 5 kills on the other, and actually not doing that great so far. They need a little bit more. But they are picking off all the infantry. The Grens are down to 2 men. 1 squad is retreating. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, back at base, we see that BoJingL'es does not have a med station. He's just simply going to retreat and walk his units a little bit further out of the base, heal up here, and then move out. So that's a cool thing. Also back at base, we do have the med station there for Legendary, which means that Nosliw could potentially, you know, retreat his men. But considering he's a Brit, he could potentially have one of those buildings. Tank traps going down on the road. Not essentially, you know, not really being placed there to stop tanks or vehicles. More really in the sense that it provides heavy cover. So providing it there to the Vickers, the 222, managing to force it away. Rear echelons are going to chase down. Rifles are going to try and get in the way and probably AT grenade it and potentially kill the 222. So we do have the Panzer Grenadiers, is what I was trying to say previously, and the Pios trying to kill the rifles. AT gun does get moved back down, or not back down, but moved down for Nosliw, but there is a Hauser in the way. Takes a shot, seems to have missed, and it looks like the rifle squad does get gunned down there in the center, as the other rifle squad does manage to barely make it out of there with one man alive. More rifles pushing forward with the support of the captain. The 222 quickly dies to those two bazookas, so it needs to be rather careful. A nice bundle grenade on the path. Oh, getting a lot of hits, a lot of damage in there. Panther Grenadiers, though, are not in the best of shape here, as they are getting surrounded by a lot of infantry and a lot of rifles, but they do manage to force the retreat of two of the squads now against the single rifle squad, 2 against 3. The assault rifles should win in that close-up match, but the squad itself was very low in health, so it is not going to risk it. 222, though, does go down as a 6-pounder gun nails it in the ass, and down it goes. Grens do get pushed forward there for Mr.BoJingL'es, so he is going to basically secure the south once again. And victory points, we got 500 still left for the Allies, and 347 now down for the Axis. Center victory point is going to get capped there by Refero. Point over here is just essentially a defensive location. We do have the Schwerpanzer headquarters set up in the north, covering this this munition and a little bit part of the victory point. Not too far in, though, so it can't really cover it completely. But, you know, if anything goes too far forward, it does get shot. And far behind in this house, we do have a Vickers machine gun set up to cover the approach. This does switch it over, so I'm going to switch it back. Haha. And a bit of a lull there on the fight. We do have the infantry support gun. It does know that, of course, there is a Vickers in that house, so it's just going to nail it non-stop until it either collapses or it leaves. And the Vickers leaves, so there you go. So what I haven't seen a lot of is Brits using that like forward retreat station that they can set up. Is that not a valuable thing or worth it, or why don't I see that too much? It gives you the ability to retreat, reinforce, and also it's like weapon racks, right? It lets you pick up weapon upgrades from there if needed. Sorry. So let's take a look here at a Doctrine selection. We do have both of the Axis. Ooh, snipers in the way, getting some good shots there on the approaching Panzer Grenadiers. As long as they're focusing on the Panzer Grenadiers, no, they're actually focusing on the Pios. Not the correct squads to focus on. Panzer Grenadiers not going to be taking aim at. No, one sniper forced to retreat, taking some damage in the way. Second sniper also taking some damage, but managing to make it out of there. And we see the infantry section and Royal Engineers pushing forward, getting themselves in the way as rifles and the captain down from south are getting a nice flank. And we do have bars equipped on the rifle squad, improving their damage against infantry. Well, the grenade does go off on the Royal Engineers, forcing them to retreat, but they manage to make it out of there, and the Panzer Grenadiers and the Grens are going to be forced to back off as this Vickers machine gun is going to pop into this barn. Going to be getting a good angle on the retreating squads, and there goes the Gren. Oh, the Gren hits retreat, moving itself in an awkward angle, having to, instead of going straight, you know, goes back. But it manages to make it out of there, and the squad up in the north does get suppressed a little bit. Infantry support guns, though, do turn themselves around and are getting some shots off on that barn, and the Vickers is evacuated from there, but the Allies have basically secured the south. In the north, though, we do have some Volkskrans capturing both points, fuel and a victory point. There are no buildings over there, so it's a little bit of a more difficult spot to clear. AT gun has gotten cleared out on the world. We do have Volksgrenadiers there, potentially being able to take it or maybe destroy it. There's an infantry section in the way, however, and with rifles pushing forward, it does not look like the Axis are going to be recovering or securing that weapon. Volksgrenadiers are forced to retreat, and the rifles do push forward, so that could potentially be an AT gun there for Legendary if he decides that he wants to take it. Rifles in the center, getting bombarded there by the infantry support guns and everything else. Even flamethrowers getting on top of them, forced to retreat, and more rifles are going to be pushing forward. Trying as best they can, but yeah, those infantry support guns are just going to be a penis in the anus. 3 kills and 1 kills. They haven't actually been doing that great. so that's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, there you go. Those are the type of hits that they need to do. Grenade does go off, but the Grents and Panzer Grenadiers are able to push forward. Captain runs itself into the face of them and manages to not do too much, but we now have a Centaur on the field for Nosliw, and that is just going to rip through the German infantry. There goes the retreat. Grents down to one man, gets killed off on the retreat, and the Panzer Grenadiers also retreat, keeping themselves alive. They're getting caught in the threads, essentially. The corpses, almost, you can say, of the Grents that are crawling in front of them, not allowing them to run, forcing the retreat of the 2nd Grand Squad, and they do manage to make it out of there, but the Centaur, having that impact that it wants, and makes itself known. We also have a Jackson. No, that's a Wolverine, sorry. Ah, crap. Hold on. Sorry about that. A little bit snotty there. And yeah, we saw some flames going down into the center. What happened? I don't know, but we do have a bit of a standoff here as a lot of Germans and a lot of allies are trying to fight out for the center point, but with the Wolverine and a Centaur on station, it's a very, very difficult force to push back. I mean, yeah, the AT guns are essentially the ones that can do that, but Rocket Warfare not really the best for that, as the Centaur can quickly eat it alive. And we now have a 2nd Wolverine on station for Mr. Legendary, so no Axis armor is going to do too much. We do have a Panzer IV on the field for Refero, so that's nice, but again, with those 2 Wolverines, it's not going to do too much. And we do also have a Panzer IV on the field for Mr.BoJingL'es, so they do have it, you know, they have armor, so that's good, but it doesn't seem to me like they can go just toe-to-toe. Pilot Squad forced to retreat. Panzer Grenadiers getting upgraded with, interesting grenade. I guess it wasn't expecting the Vickers to pop in. But yeah, those double snipers are just going to be completely deadly against those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers just go down in 2 volleys, and yeah, it's not an easy situation. Vickers machine gun does go down as the Panzer IV is able to do the damage. Wolverines do move up, trying to get damage as much as they can on those Panzer IVs. We do have a 2nd Panzer IV a little bit behind. Pack gun is set up there to support, but unable to do too much. We do see a crit on the engine there for the lead Wolverine. The other Panzer IV putting itself in the way, trying to see if it can get the kill, but the pack gun is the one that ends up turning itself around, clearing out that Wolverine. However, it exposes itself on the rear, going to get cleared out and potentially stolen there by Mr. Legendary. 2nd Wolverine trying to go on the hunt, maybe trying to kill these Panzer IVs, but puts itself in a lot of damage. We do see the 6-pounder guns moving up. Pack gun getting retaken, moving its sights on the Panzer IV. Panzer IV takes a shot. No, manages to miss completely. We see the AT gun getting cleared off in the lead there as it runs into a Panzer Grenadier squad. The Centaur moving forward, trying to clear out the Vaux Grenadiers. Vaux Grenadiers going to get themselves killed as it starts dancing around the Centaur, and the Centaur licks itself as it just kills off an entire squad. Jeez, that's a beast of a machine. And the pack gun does get stolen. We do still have that Vickers. Vickers gets retaken by the rifles, so the rifles now have the U.S. has a Brit weapon. And yeah, the Axis are not in great shape. We see, let's switch it back over. There you go. We see that we do still have that Panzer IV, and we do have 2 Wolverines as another Wolverine does get called in. Where is it, anyways? Didn't we just see it called in? It already made it out there. Wow, that's fast. And yeah, we have still 2 Panzer IVs in that Centaur. We see more infantry sections getting built for Nosliw. We have a half-track. That's the M3 half-track on the field for Nosliw. Oh, cool. We can deploy weapons. That's kind of cool.
A capture point is under attack.
So center point, we see the captain trying to go there for the victory point. Victory points are 445 to 266 in the favor of the Allies. We do still have a major force here of the Wehrmacht, or the Axis, trying to hold this point. The Vaux Grenadiers do put themselves inside the point location to be able to withstand, but we see that the infantry support guns are actually bombarding down south. They're not focusing at the center point. Wolverines are trying to engage the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV trying to back off into a little bit of safety. Does not have the current support of the 2nd Panzer IV. The 2nd Panzer IV is currently up in the north. Panzer IV managing, for BoJingL'es himself, managing to get away. And the Wolverines took a little bit of damage. Pios retreating from the south as they are really unable to gain any ground. We have the Centaur around here, so no infantry is going to be moving in that direction. But the Axis do have a decent, hold in the center point, and they can contest the northern point, relatively easily, a little bit more easily than down south right now, as the Centaur is just roaming around, killing infantry left and right. The hell was that? Okay. Infantry section in the center, trying to move forward with its LMG equipped. Let's see the Doctrine selection for all players, since I never covered that. Oh, that's a lot of infantry through the center there for BoJingL'es. That infantry section didn't stand a chance. Centaur, though, realizing there is a big glob of fish here that it can easily kill, gonna be running itself straight into it. Look at those kills! Oh my god, the Centaur is just ripping into everything. Oh my god, down goes a Panzer Grenadier squad, a Gren squad probably going to be going down as well. No, manages to barely make it out of it. Jeez. Centaur, 25 kills already. It's a beast of a machine. Oof. And we also see a Sherman, Bulldozer Sherman coming into play for Legendary. So yeah, Legendary went for the Armor Company. That's why, of course, he has those Wolverines and now the Bulldozer. Nosliw went for the Special Weapons Regiment, which allows him to have... That's resupply half-track. You can reinforce units and deploy weapons on the front line. And all sorts of nice little things, including the Crocodile. Then we have Refero. He went for the Fortifications Doctrine, pretty standard. And then we got Lightning War Doctrine for BoJingL'es. So that's what we got. Center point, those infantry support guns trying to do as best they can against the rifles, managing to do the best they can. Still, though, center point does get taken. The Vaux Grenadiers are going to have to recover it. Do we still have the double snipers there? Yeah, we do have the double snipers for Mr. Nosliw. He's got 15 kills on one and 13 kills on the other. They are doing rather well. Let's switch back over so we can see that. Boom. And the problem here for the Axis is that we now have a Crocodile on the field for Nosliw. A unit that was essentially banned on the last major tournament. And by that I mean the OCF, the Operation Charlie Fox, because it's probably too strong. Concentrated fire operation will be landed right on top of the on the Shredder Panzer headquarters. Can it survive? There goes another hit. And with one more, it should probably go down. Down south, we do see the Centaur by itself getting in the way of a pack gun and a Panzer IV. Not the best place that it wants to be, but we do see that the Shredder Panzer headquarters did end up going down to the railway. Snipers in the center is just clearing out all the infantry, not allowing anything to really put up a fight. Down goes that MG-34. Infantry support guns doing as best they can, but yeah, I mean, the Axis are just basically falling apart. And here comes the Crocodile. There goes the flamethrower burst, forcing the quick retreat of one Vaux Grenadier squad. Second Vaux Grenadier squad pushing forward, putting its way in the fire. Down to 2 men. Not going to be making it out of the fire. Not at all. And the Crocodile just sits there staring at the fire that it created, being very, very happy. Rifles pushing forward. They do have the support of the Centaur behind them. The infantry support gun's unable to do too much here. We do have infantry, but that's about it. The Crocodile could just move forward, but it's going to turn itself around and actually engage the Panzer IV. It has a very good gun regardless, so it's still able to withstand. However, with 2 AT guns behind them, as we have 2 pack guns here for BoJingL'es, as cruel as the Crocodile is, it can't actually hope to stand there. However, it did manage to absorb a lot of damage and return damage there to the Panzer IV. And the Wolverines are on the hunt. One of the Wolverines does go down to the crossfire here from the pack guns. One pack gun going down to the rifles. Second pack gun getting cleared out as well as the captain puts its weight in there. Centaur moving itself into the mix, as we do still have a Rocket and Warfare from behind. Wolverines deciding no, we were not able to finish off the job here, so we're just going to back off a little bit. But the Allies have essentially won most of the territory. We do have a Pio squad down south that went for the victory points, so the bleeding is not as severe. 152 points left for the Axis, while the Allies sit comfortably at 438. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, it's not looking very good. I mean, you can see right there that BoJingL'es doesn't really have much left on the field. He lost a lot of his infantry to that Centaur, essentially. And Nosliw is pretty good in the infantry front. He has those 2 snipers, a lot of infantry sections with weapons now, and rifles for legendary. I mean, there's plenty of rifles. We got 4 rifles, all veterans. I mean, one of them is veterancy 2, and that's the lowest. Oof. Centaur in the center, just harassing all the infantry that's trying to push forward. Rocket and Wolf are going to try to move itself up, but we do have those snipers, or, well, we actually don't have the snipers there. They're going down, but there's a lot of infantry nearby, and all these guys with the ability to heal, and they have, yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucking good. Up north, Vaux Grenadier Squad does force the retreat of that, Vickers, support of Panzer Grenadiers, I mean, Storm Pioneers and Panzer IV. We do have a Bulldozer Sherman up in the north covering the victory point by itself. The lone gun, I don't know how to call it, but we do have a lot of infantry going up in that section. So even though the Bulldozer isn't really that great against tanks, it can actually still do damage, so, you know, it's a little bit of a threat, but it does need a little bit of support. However, since we know the Legendary has Wolverines, and he has 2, Wolverines are very quick, and they can quickly cover distance, and look at that. They're now back up in the north, and they're going to be dealing with that Panzer IV by itself. The Panzer IV is unsupported. We do see that another Shredder Panzer headquarters went down for Refero. Why, I don't exactly know. I mean, he hasn't exactly built anything from that. Oh, let's go ahead and fix that. There you go. And we see yet again a howitzer barrage getting called in right on top of the Shredder Panzer headquarters. Shredder Panzer headquarters getting some good hits there on that Wolverine. Wolverine may be going down here. No, Wolverine manages to sneak by, but it does land itself into a Shrek, and down it goes. We also saw a 240mm howitzer barrage on top of... Okay, that's a weird place for it to hit. Got called in right on top of the Shredder Panzer headquarters. And the Wolverine does end up getting itself killed, but Legendary was able to replace it relatively quickly, so not too bad. Refero and BoJingL'es trying as best they can to hold on. We see that artillery just landing all over the place with nowhere of real use. Infantry support gun getting targeted here by the Bulldozer. Centaur moving up, finding the holy grail here of infantry as they're all retreating back to the battle group headquarters and just getting themselves annihilated by the Centaur. Centaur currently 42 kills to its name. Jeez, it's murdering everything. Let's switch it back. Centaur, though, does take a lot of damage. Does have veterancy 3, but it does manage to get out of there. Panzer IV still online. Veterancy 2 has been acquired and skirts. Panzer Shrek dropped on the field, and the Crocodile sees, oh, look, here's where it's a lot of infantry is. Maybe I should just throw my flamethrowers here and do what I can. Tank gun getting cleared out. Panzer Shrek there dropped in the world. We have a captain there, but captain I don't think can pick it up, right? Damn it. This is kind of annoying at the end of the game, because it gives you that notification so many times that it's switching the factions too frequently. So I'm having to keep track of that. Why it does that? I don't know. I don't know why it has a code that whenever you get that message, it switches. See that? See that? Gotta switch back. But as we see the points come to a close, I mean, GG gets thrown there by all players, and the game ticks one more time and ends in a win for the Allies. So there you go, guys. A nice little brutal battle there in the center, showing the, you know, the power of the Crocodiles and the Centaur. I mean, I kind of gotta say that's essentially what won it. I mean, it's hard to argue with. I mean, the Crocodile not so much, but the Centaur. I mean, come on, the Centaur has 43 kills and such. Yeah, I mean, still though, the snipers and all that work well. I know that a sniper died, but I'm not gonna bother looking at that. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.